let's go into this game as we got Ganja Goon is gonna round out our setup. He's gonna be reffing this game. I gotta say, I love how Ganja Goon, this guy always had one of the most memorable names that I'd ever seen on Ladder, because I knew him on Ladder before I knew him from anything else. And he slowly rebranded over time until he's just Goon on Twitter. I think he's like Goon well played or Goon GG
well played or something.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. But did he bother to rebrand in Heroes of the Storm? Did he pay the $10 it takes or whatever? No, that man is still Ganja Goon.
I always find it weird when I was looking at the free agents that were going for CCL in season 1. It's like they've got the in-game name, and then they've got the Discord name, and they've got the Twitter name, and they've got the name everyone knows them by. And I'm just trying to track who's who. And it was quite the scene out there.
Yeah, man. It's like, yeah, in-game I'm John. You can follow me on my Twitter though at Slayer 55. Follow me on GeoCities, MySpace, SoundCloud. That's what I want to see.
We need the link tree, man. We need to just give me one spot. You need the one spot.
All right, we're going into game 4, third series, but we're actually getting in on this series at the very start of this best of 3. I'm looking forward to watching the rest of this one right here. We should have at least another 2 hours of HUTs no matter what's going to go on. So this is going to be good. That's actually our second Brightwing ban within the first round of bans so far. Hogger, though, making it through the bans, I believe, for the first time tonight.
We had, it was Sonya instead of Hogger in our second game. Now we're going to see both of them. Nathanatos picking up the Sonya. What is going to be the second choice? Uther's off the board. Are there actually any other heroes in Heroes of the Storm? We're going to have to find out here.
I don't believe so. I think we just have to cancel it. Of course, there's a Lúcio. Of course,
Lúcio. I forgot about Lúcio. My bad.
Very high popularity so far, not making it through any first picks. Showing how the players feel about the meta pick in light of High Five getting giga-buffed to the moon. Absolutely huge. And I gotta say, Quantum also a skilled player at the healer position. Quantum actually won Heroes of the Dorm, I believe in the final year that it was officially Heroes of the Dorm, with University Laval. French-Canadian team won it resoundingly.
Yes, I remember that win.
Yep.
Yes.
Quantum is the only Heroes of the Dorm champion in this lobby, I believe. And of course, what higher level of competition was there than Dorms? As we move into here, the Diablo Malf combo coming out from red side at the moment. Blue side, I gotta say, with a strong opening start right here, I want to see where they go from here. Where do we take this ban?
So we've got some very high regen heroes. Cassia's a good one. I mean, if Malfurion's slow healing, Cassia's got enough regen to stay alive, but with a little bit of help from Malfurion, I mean, Diablo and Hogger can probably stay alive mostly on their own. So I think that's a good read there from Blue, taking away the Cassia.
And then over on the red side, we see Tychus banned out. Tychus, notably one of the only heroes able to stand his ground against a Hogger. When Hogger's diving through your team, spinning around like the Tasmanian devil himself, you can't CC him out of it. A lot of times you can't run out of it. Ooh, there's the Abathur. I've been wanting to see a Tracer so far, and we see a giga-buffed Tracer so far right here. That's going to be a lot of fun. Gonna need a wave clear tank for the Abathur setup right there. As I was saying a second ago, Tychus able to shred Hogger, given that he is one of the few heroes actually able to just DPS and stand his ground through Hog Wild. Going to be really interesting to watch, but I really want to see where this goes. Both DPS and flex picks still available for red, able to counter this Tracer if the opportunity comes, and they're going to opt for Raynor Leo. Okay. I think that this team, with that Leo pickup right there, I'm a little bit skeptical. I feel that this team is too melee heavy with only one real auto attacker. As long as Galaxy stays roughly away from TalkingTrees, he should be okay, but at the same time, the macro is very lacking for blue side. If they manage to lose their bottom bell tower early on in this game, the only way they'll realistically be able to take it back is through generating kills elsewhere on the map and converting it into pressure. With just trying to siege back the bottom bell tower, blue team doesn't really have a lot of tools able to do it. I thought we might see a Johanna or a Blaze picked up for that main tank position to get a little bit more macro pressure out here, but instead blue side investing very heavily in their ability to generate kills.
I've got to wonder if CorgiBooty was maybe trying to lead one of those tanks with the Leoric pick to try to trap a Johanna or something like a Blaze with the Entomb, with, you know, just general lack of mobility. But the Muradin, you know, going to be able to mostly get away from the Leoric here, and Leoric just kind of feels a little bit out of place.
I will admit that is definitely how I'm feeling as well. Nathanatos hitting that little move right there in base. I don't really know what that is, but I'm loving it. That's pretty good. Quantum with the flex. Quantum's going to be playing Lúcio. Nathanatos going to be on that Sonya. DNAGalaxy on the Tracer. I'm excited to see it come out. Rhett on that Muradin. Drakyr, I'm not really sure how you say it, on the Abathur.
On the right, in the red, we've got Luna on the Hogger, CorgiBooty playing Leoric, EpicPlayer on the Diablo, CMChimaera on the Malfurion, and TalkingTrees playing Raynor.
We're going to see some pressure moving back and forth here. Root not going to land onto anybody. And I got to say, as the Tracer player here, I'm thinking to myself, Galaxy wants to do everything he can to avoid taking damage from TalkingTrees as Raynor. And TalkingTrees, unless you're generating a kill at that very moment, has to be hitting Galaxy anytime he's in range. Otherwise, Tracer has basically free reign into the rest of this team, barring some very bad positioning into getting stunned out by the Shadow Charge, or maybe getting caught by an unfortunate Twilight Dream that was not able to be dodged successfully. But at the moment, I gotta say that these team fights, I'm expecting them to go in blue team's pressure, but there is a little bit of pressure. There is the onus to succeed on them, because without some early game success in the macro, if they do get pushed out in lanes early game, like I said, they will have trouble coming back. So far, though, not a lot of back and forth action here. Tracer mostly just sticking to the wave at the moment, catching up a bit, but that does mean that blue team is lacking in sapper control, already barely even started as red team finishes theirs.
I was thinking maybe we'd have an invade for red, but Diablo's still pretty low on souls here. Gonna go ahead and just clear up this bottom lane. Like you were saying, the camp clear over on the side of blue is incredibly slow here in the early going without that Sonya. Looks like red is thinking about pushing onto this bottom tower with all that time that they have. All the sappers gonna connect.
Every single sapper connecting is a lot of siege damage coming out. Luna with the rotation in right here. It's currently 4-on-3 in the bottom lane. Galaxy successfully flipped. Will force out Tracer's recall and all of her blinks at the moment. She's completely out of here. And what's going on, Crush?
Tracer so blinked out of the root with the recall. So I guess the root connected and then couldn't connect again, and that's why the blinks work?
That is correct, yes. You can only get rooted one time, so a lot of players don't think that Tracer should be able to recall out of roots, but she can indeed. As long as you can cast, you can break roots, so they're not as punishing, but they will force out your recall. So if you have another form of CC, you can drop it on where the recall is going to go, and that can be a consistent punish. And that's a very good Diablo wall charge right there. However, Quantum, with the success of the Abathur hat with its aid, is going to be okay. Galaxy going in deep for the kill onto TalkingTrees, able to recall out afterward, but eating some stuns in the process will go down. Well-timed Moonfire by CMChimaera to finish him off real quick. Well done, Dark CMChimaera. A consistent healer player for several years, played it in HGC, and definitely showing up that they have the ability to focus in the middle of the fight and go onto that kill target right now. Red team now with the stagger advantage. Raynor coming up just a little bit before Tracer at the moment, but of course, anytime you have an Abathur, you're thinking about the late game. You're going to get some pressure early game, but the scaling is out of your mind. Leo, CorgiBooty over here, he's going to get interrupted by Quantum very soon. Yep, both teams looking to control the shrine, but so far a slight edge in favor of red.
Looks like it is going to be the 2-for-1 for the red squad here. EpicPlayer finding the stun onto the wall, and Quantum follow up there by Luna. Quantum getting a little bit beat up on the walls here by both Diablo and Hogger. Both want to take advantage of those wall placements to find those extra stuns. DNAGalaxy has enough jumps to move on back as red is looking to keep up the pressure down here in the bottom lane. Looks like our sappers are up once again. I'm interested to see whether we're going to get an invade from red this time.
Yeah, anytime you've got Diablo Hogger, I gotta say, that turns plays that can normally be escapable into actually being just completely ridiculous CC chains going into the kill. Quantum will get charge flipped, actually completely naked, not even on a wall, successfully pulled off by the red team. That is some great communication right there, really showing off their experience as a unit. They know exactly how the combo should look. EpicPlayer also flipping in a Sapper into Hogger's Hog Wild Path, again, showing that these players are on the same page as each other. DNAGalaxy actually showing off a bit of a Tracer interaction right there, possibly unintentionally. But Tracer does not actually travel between her start and end distance. Instead, when you blink, you simply teleport forward, meaning that you can use it to jump over Malfroots, jump over projectiles and the like, as was the case right there. I'm still talking about Tracer interactions while Sonya is dying. EpicPlayer getting another kill right there, 3 kills to 1 in favor of red side. Beautifully done, and EpicPlayer's Diablo is really surprising me right now.
EpicPlayer's doing a great job keying off of that just raw root coming out from Dark Chimera. Rhett is going to find that that bush gank there. But EpicPlayer's just taking every opportunity and trusting their team to follow up on these engages. It's working out really, really well in the early going.
Yeah, I gotta say, the early game, this was always going to be the hard part for this blue team. They needed to be able to weather it out, make it to the late game without losing a lot of experience or fort health, but unfortunately both are proving to be problems. Their ability to come back will be hampered. That is going to be a recall forced out, and wow, Luna with the perfect timing, taking advantage of that massive recall window in order to lay down a loot horde into an immediate stun against their own environmentally created wall. Luna with the excellently timed counter, forcing out cooldowns from Galaxy, absolutely demolishing him in bottom lane. Very well executed. The combos are crisp from this red team.
Absolutely. Every Malfurion route is exactly on point. The center of it connecting off the flips from Diablo. Just that loot horde setup was not something I expected there. Incredibly well done. And it looks like Red is going to go ahead and actually jump on a boss here.
I feel like this boss isn't 100% necessary. And as I mentioned a few times, blue team not really the best at responding to map pressure, as we see an Entomb actually go out onto Quantum. Quantum's going to skate right on out of there. He'll be okay. And currently, blue team actually getting the opportunity to put some damage back onto bottom fort, aided by the sledgehammer from Muradin. This is going to be some more damage coming out. But by the time red team makes it down, they will have given their fort back up. And honestly, I think that boss was a bit of a throw.
They get the 4 points, but I mean, those are 4 points you just get to have in the bank for whenever you need them. They're going to go ahead and grab this camp, maybe looking for another steal here. DNAGalaxy able to move back as Rhett is harassing the backline. Lead from Sonya comes on out, but a nice cleanse coming on through. Luna in the backline is really harassing Quantum as Sonya ultimately goes down there. Rhett getting body blocked, has to pop the Avatar. As CorgiBooty moving back as well. Muradin's going to fall here. That's 2 kills for the red side. Lúcio and Tracer. Uh-oh, Tracer maybe has to be careful here. EpicPlayer wants to find a pin. Oh, slips past the well, though. Now EpicPlayer is forced to move back.
Yep, EpicPlayer getting a lot of damage on him in the process. Still not particularly scared, though. Stepping quite a bit far forward here. Chimera going out for the poke onto Quantum. Quantum's going to be okay. That fight was a real interesting one, and I gotta say, one of the elements that really stuck out to me was Chimera's Malfurion. We knew that this guy was good at healer for a long time. It's why he was in HGC. But also, as soon as that leap came out onto the Raynor, the Nature's Cure was instant, followed up by the Twilight Dream as well. The amount of CC denial as well as his own CC being provided by Chimera, very well done. The roots to start out that fight just a little bit off, yet still managed to go up 2 kills in that fight. I can't help but wonder what would have happened if they actually landed it. This is going super well for red side so far. The combos are there. European ping may be a factor actually for blue side at the moment. A red team with this 13 advantage is going to go for the Sapper invade, especially with multiple members of the blue team up in that top lane.
Looks like they're going to go ahead and try to get some off-lane pressure here, knowing that they can't really do anything about the bottom lane until they have their 13s. They're going to force CorgiBooty to stay up here, try to clear this lane, and get some pressure for the late game. But bottom fort is going to go down here, and we've got one Sapper still sort of ambling their way towards the line.
One Sapper still going. Every shot counts. It can always make the difference. Who knows when that's going to be the case? As we see actually a rotation from blue side, Galaxy and Nathanatos coming in for the flank, EpicPlayer is moving in here. I just realized my alerts are still activated. Thank you, friendo. EpicPlayer's kind of caught out at the moment. That's going to be a sticky bomb. 70% slow for 3 seconds coming out from Galaxy, getting some utility in the process. But EpicPlayer's going down much slower than maybe anticipated at the first moment. However, that is going to be the second kill of the game in favor of blue team, keeping it moving forward. Malf retreating under his own fort, but it's not going to be enough to save CMChimaera. This might be what blue team needs to get back into this game. The stagger is huge from the red side at the moment, keeping multiple members of the red side out of the action for a little bit. Diablo got his souls reset. He's going to be real squishy going into this next fight, but they can't even contest this objective. Blue team getting the opportunity to get some experience, get their lanes under control. Hold on a second. Nobody's watching the bottom turn in. Red gonna try and get there.
Quantum's on the chase.
Oh.
Not gonna get there in time.
EpicPlayer, gotta say, the game sense to realize that the enemy team was on his sapper camp, realizing that he could actually go for that unperturbed. Very interesting play there. May die for it. Yeah, he's going to go down, but honestly, that is an 8-point core swing. Not only the 4 points of damage that their own core didn't take, but the 4 points that the other core did take. It's going to maybe lead to the loss of the bottom fort there, so maybe Diablo, maybe EpicPlayer kicking himself a bit. However, as that pressure is getting laid out, bot side fort, or top side fort, also starting to go away for the blue team here as well. So not a total loss for a red team. I can't help but feel like maybe they're okay with their decision making, as we see a lot of help pings going out onto TalkingTrees in mid lane. He is not long for this world. So many rotations. CorgiBooty deciding that he wants to die too, also going to get in on the fun at the same time. That sticky bomb is such a massive slow, and I gotta say, you cannot get caught out like that. Continually giving opportunities to the blue team to get back into this game, and now blue team no longer behind in the late game, no longer behind on map nor experience, and they've started to hit their stride. They've got their late game power spikes, they've got control of the map, and now the difficulty in killing Tracer is going to be so high. This is going to be a consistent problem for the red team here, and I think Galaxy can really start to strut his stuff in this upcoming fight right here. We're going to see everybody up by the time we go into this next fight. We're going to see all cooldowns available for both teams. This is about to be a pivotal moment in this game.
Blue trying to get the defense down here. Luna is going to move on back. And I think this really started to turn around once the high fives started to land. Lúcio doing some great work, saving members from the chain that really helped out Red to get ahead in the early game here. Not sure what Red needs to do in order to defend this huge pressure that comes from Lúcio just cleansing everything you're trying to do. EpicPlayer's going to find the flip, and apparently finding the kill onto Lúcio is the way to go. Nathanatos trying to get out of this entomb. Great silence, though, from CMChimaera. That's going to be Sonya going down. Drakyr, the clone from Abathur, being taken out there, and Red's thinking about another 4 shots on top of the 3 from this objective.
I gotta say, I feel like when you have so much of your pressure invested into that Tracer, this is a Tracer hypercarry. When you have so much pressure into that Tracer, you cannot afford to fight without her. Tracer was actually capping bottom when I think it should have been Abathur, sitting his body bottom, knowing that there was no threat onto him. Luna will be able to Hortapult out. We all know Hortapult's an insane ability. It's escape, it's dive, it's dumb. Anyway, you cannot take those fights towards top without your Tracer. I think that's a critical misunderstanding of blue side's composition within their own drafting, and red is getting hit by everything at the moment. Gonna be able to limp away, hits the Stormbolt on his way out, not gonna let the door hit him where the good Lord split him. We see red team now start to take back the bottom fort here. Both teams eyeballing this sapper camp as Leoric finds himself in the top lane, and that's gonna be a leap on Raynor.
TalkingTrees trying to move out. CMChimaera drops the carpet to allow the escape, but Nathanatos slamming away. That's going to be it for Raynor. Quantum and Ret trying to move on in here. DNAGalaxy is just throwing out everything. Doesn't quite land the bomb, but EpicPlayer will still go down. Ret on the backline is forcing CMChimaera out of there, as blue team is going to claim this bottom fort once again with a double spawn in the top lane.
That is such a critical time to get that double kill right there. When you've only got 5 core health left, at this point you really need to make sure that your game is crisp. You have a very thin margin of error. I'm not sure if thin or thick margin of error is the one that doesn't let you make a lot of mistakes. I don't know, but either way, they can't make a lot of mistakes right here, as we see a very well-timed play, getting that double kill right now, able to contest both objectives at the moment. CMChimaera still wants to go for it, however, starting to step up towards that capture, backing up at the moment. Only 3 members of Red Team alive right here. That's going to be a leap onto Hogger. Luna forced a Hortapult out for a 3rd time in a row. Definitely not what they wanted to do going into this game. CorgiBooty, Wraith walking out, barely going to be alive. That's a lot of Hog Wild damage coming out, but not maybe the bounce they wanted. TalkingTrees with the interrupt onto Rhett's Dwarf Toss. However, the Steal of the Altar successfully complete for Blue Team, able to make it out of here without losing any core health. Sapper's even going in, and bottom lane is going to take off some more core health. 3 more shots off of blue side, off of red side, excuse me, as we move forward here. Sapper's actually being eyeballed by Red Team here. Both teams still intimately aware of each other's positioning, still on same talent tiers. Anything can happen.
Red still does have the advantage, I think, in stand and fight situations. They're going to prove that by going in for the Sapper steal. They're going to have to work on taking this bottom tower back. Leoric did actually get enough pressure in the top lane to pick up that top fort, and Abathur's going to be slowly working on that with those locusts. But the rest of blue is coming on down here to defend this bottom fort.
And unlike last time the blue team fought in bottom lane, Leoric actually nearby this time, so not a 5v4 in favor of blue team. However, they will be level 20 very soon, and Sonya is eyeballing that flank. Nathanatos wants to force the fight while they have the level 20 advantage. Red team now starting to back off towards their own kill zone, knowing that the last thing they want to do is get caught at 19.9. You need to get that 20. They're aware of it. Nathanatos now beginning to back off. Now watching the flank from Leoric after having cleared the mid lane. Sees that Leoric is not flanking. However, Red Team now moving over. They know they do not want to fight through this hallway. That would be a disaster. Instead, giving themselves some angles, approaching through the mid lane here. And this is about to decide the game.
CorgiBooty looking for a flank. Nathanatos staying off vision. But this is, this is where it is. The Raider is going to get some vision in that bush. Start to move back, but we've got the double channel down here in the bottom lane. Hogger's going in. Luna hitting that Hog Wild and part of holding out. There's a huge combo onto the back. Is going to sleep too. Ariat Crater trapping many members of both teams. Sonya's going to be the first to fall. Rhett able to pop out of there as Luna with the no control catching up to Muradin. The flip, the kill is good. Muradin is down. Quantum trying to chase out CMChimaera here as DNAGalaxy gets hit by that big swipe of Leoric. Drakyr with the double tracer chase. CMChimaera, oh no, maybe moving away from the team.
Oh, the full spawn.
Not going to land.
Oh man, I gotta say, Galaxy wanted that. Oh, and CMChimaera still gonna make it out at the end of the day. Even with 2 members out for blue team, they are not giving up just yet. They're still gonna have 1 core health at the end of this. Luna, they got it off. That's gonna be GG. And that bomb, I gotta say, such a difference maker at the end right there. Maybe would have made the difference. Such a close game. Just a few pivotal mistakes here and there. Back and forth though. I gotta say, that was exciting. Even though the Tracer lost, I found myself having a good time. I was enjoying that. You don't see that every day.
Very, very well matched, these two teams. We saw the early game power of that Diablo Malfurion in the early going. EpicPlayer and CMChimaera playing extremely well together in the opening minutes. Quantum's Lúcio, once the high five was coming online, was doing a great job of thwarting those engages once again and just right down to the wire there. Red coming out on top, just a little bit too much beef for this comp from blue to deal with.
Yeah, I gotta say, as Tracer, sometimes you'll be landing all your hits, you'll be hitting everything, and your teammates just die. And there's only so much you can do at times. But definitely, I gotta say, dude, that mental connection from EpicPlayer and CMChimaera right there, I want to hear their comms, because either they've practiced a lot together, either they've both done the combo a lot on their own time, or they just got something telepathic going on between the two of them. That was interesting for sure. As we see kind of actually auto-attack Diablo on the red side there for EpicPlayer. Not exactly what I had anticipated, but an interesting decision nonetheless.
Saw it, at 13, that cruelty was definitely coming online with those auto-attacks. I mean, I guess, did we see the Skullcracker? No, we saw the heavy impact from Rhett there. So that's a few more auto attacks that Diablo tends to be able to land. So against Lúcio, Tracer, Abathur, you'd think that maybe you're not going to get quite as many autos off. Nonetheless, though, EpicPlayer doing a good job of taking advantage of those talents and whacking the Muradin whenever possible.